Hi, welcome to the new version 2.0 of Find an LMS, the leading learning system search engine um, in the industry. So I've gone in, I've already registered, and I've logged in. This is me up here. And this is now your new default screen when you come into Find an LMS. This is my systems. I'm going to talk about how that works here shortly. And then this is the learning system catalog. You're going to go ahead and select through the catalog, and there's numerous different options you have. You can support migration from another learning system, the rankings, what is your maximum budget that you have, and there's a variety of options here you can choose, and that enables you, of course, to continue down here. The variety of course standards, the number of learners, again, vendors that will be able to kind of put in there. And then you can continue to, as you kind of move around, to see who those vendors are. Industries, this is brand new. You can now search by your vertical if you so choose to. So this is a brand new capability, and it's based and tied into the vendors themselves. B2B, this would be, say you might have customer training, that's an example, or partner training, that's what B2B is. B2C is business. This is direct to consumers. So like if you're just doing B2C. Customers, again, this might be something, another form of customer training. So both B2B and customers are somewhat similar. There are some vendors that just select this as an option, which is why we place it. And then employees as if it's your employees. And just as in the previous version, you can go ahead and select a variety of things, and then it helps narrow down all of those vendors that support that. Keywords, you can type in a variety of different keywords that you wish to help narrow down that kind of a capability. Say for an example, you are looking for content. Vendors that have that have placed in their information. So it's what the vendors placed in. And you can go ahead and of course you can always just clear straight out across the board that's in there. If you do see a blank, just be aware that all that means is that the vendor is brand new to the system and they're adding their information here this week. So that's why you might see that. One of the options that you will see, which isn't posted up as yet, is you will see occasionally an icon here that may say premium. All that means is that that vendor has paid for an additional service, which means they're ranked up higher on either the default screen, which is the first screen that you come in, the first catalog screen, and or if they have that functionality, which means all they are is ranked up just like you would see in a search engine. But if they do not have that functionality or that filter, you're not going to see them. So that enables us to ensure you that the information is accurate and independent. Now let's take a look at what's kind of some additional pieces. I'm going to go in here. Now what you're seeing here is I put in all, which is vendors including those that are non-ranked. And what this is, these are my rankings. Remember my yearly report that I come out with the top 50 learning systems. So these rankings that you see today are those based on 2019. Not yet 2020, and you can always search from that. So if I just wanted the top 10 vendors, boom, I have the top 10 vendors that are in the system that we have available today that exist, and then you can kind of go back to all here. So let's say I want to go in and I want to check out Brightspace, or yeah, let's say I want to check out Brightspace. So at a very high level, look, all I did was I just kind of clicked at a very high level. This is the information I can see. It's a quick synopsis. So, okay, I'm really kind of interested. I want to know a little bit more about D2L. So that's the case and example. But let's say I want to get much more information. Here's just a quick here to Guile. I'm going to click that. And now I can go through. And there's a variety of information. Audience types, again. They accept all, so employees, B2B, B2C, customers. This is their user base they can have, deployment type. This is their pricing range. And it says 500,000 per year, but it can even go beyond that, so it just doesn't know why. The vendor set provides that information, and we do validate. Setup time frame, description, any white papers, standards, and now here's something now we've expanded. So no longer having to kind of figure that out. These are the functionality, and we'll continue to add what their features are able to do. If the vendor has a video, the video will be seen here. You can go ahead and click this link. This link will take you to the vendor site. But let's say you want to go ahead and contact the vendor. Here is the contact information that you will need to know. And that's how you can go ahead and contact the vendor directly. If it is a vendor, for example, that has that sort of expanded option, again, there's some of the pieces in there that you would be seeing. And here's an example of a top 10 vendor. As you can see, again, it's got the top 10, all additional kinds of pieces that exist there. Now let's go ahead and say I wanted to save this to my favorites. So I'm going to go here. Degreed and LXP, I'm kind of curious about them. I'm curious about cross knowledge. And oh, I don't know. I'm really kind of fascinated by Jarse. So I'm now going to go ahead, and what I've done is I've selected you can select as many as you want. I mean, you can add every one if you so choose to, but I went ahead and I selected 3 systems. I come over to my systems. Now I can see the systems that I wanted to go back and look at in much more detail, or I want to save and then follow up and sort of just keep track on my own on what that is. So now I have my systems list. And again, I can go back in anytime. Here's an example of a vendor that did a video. And again, all that information that you need to know is here in the system. So now let's get into those settings. I can go back to my profile here, and as you can see, this is my profile information. And that's me. You can, of course, you'll be creating sort of your own information that you have in here. And then boom, you're done. You're updated, and that's it. So I'd like to welcome you to the newest UI UX experience that we have in Finance LMS. It's just launched this week, and I'm excited to hear back your feedback. I know it's going to be a great experience, and thank you for choosing Finance LMS, the only learning system search engine available on the market.